Advanced AI can generate text that sounds perfectly human. This is often treated as a sign of its intelligence, but at the same time, it frequently invents facts with complete confidence, which creates a fundamental problem for anyone trying to rely on it. On one hand, the fluency is just remarkable. The text flows, the grammar is perfect, the tone is totally convincing. But on the other hand, the content can be completely fabricated, and this makes it incredibly difficult to know when you can actually trust the technology. So this brings up a really strange question. As these models become more fluent and more human-like, how do they also get better at hiding their own errors? In a way, it makes them less reliable. Well, this phenomenon actually has a name. It's called the AI trust paradox, and it describes how the simple appearance of truth can lead to some dangerously misplaced trust. The paradox really centers on this idea of verisimilitude. That's when something just seems true or real. As AI gets better and better at mimicking human expression, its fabrications become harder to spot. And because of that, we're just more likely to believe them. To really get to the bottom of this paradox, we have to look at the underlying mechanism that's causing these convincing yet completely false outputs. The technical term for this behavior is an AI hallucination, and it's a really key concept if you want to understand how these models actually work. Now, this is not a deliberate deception. The AI isn't lying in the human sense of the word, and it's not malfunctioning in a traditional way either. Instead, a hallucination is a confident response that contains false or misleading information, but it presents it as if it were an absolute fact. So why does this happen? It happens because the model is designed to do one thing, and do it very, very well: predict the next most probable word based on patterns in its training data. It is not designed to go out and verify facts. The AI is simply mimicking understanding based on the statistical patterns it's learned. It has zero actual understanding of the world, no grounding in reality. It's creating a powerful illusion of understanding. This illusion of understanding has a fascinating parallel in history that really helps explain what's going on. It's a story about a horse. Back in the early 20th century, a horse named Clever Hans became a huge sensation. He appeared to be able to perform complex math, tell time, and even spell just by tapping his hoof. His abilities were so convincing that a special commission was formed to investigate him. A psychologist, Oscar Funkst, designed a series of really clever experiments to figure out what was actually going on. And what Funkst discovered was that Hans wasn't solving math problems at all. He was an expert at something else entirely, reading the subtle, involuntary body language of his human questioners. They would tense up as he got close to the right number of taps, and then relax when he hit it, and that was his cue to stop. The parallel here is pretty striking. Just like Clever Hans found a shortcut by reading human cues, modern AI finds statistical shortcuts in its data. It produces what looks like reasoning, but it's actually just incredibly sophisticated pattern matching. This illusion doesn't just fool us about what the AI can do, it also changes our own perception of what we even consider to be real intelligence. This observation is known as Tesler's theorem, and it points to a common cognitive bias called the AI effect. So the AI effect describes our tendency to just move the goalposts. As soon as a machine masters a task that we once thought required genuine intelligence, we tend to reclassify that task as, oh, that's just computation. This has happened over and over again. When Deep Blue defeated the world chess champion, critics dismissed it as just brute force. Or think about technologies like optical character recognition. That was once seen as cutting-edge AI. Now we just see it as standard software. Understanding this combination, the trust paradox, hallucinations, and our own shifting definitions of intelligence, is absolutely critical, especially now, because these tools are becoming so deeply integrated into our daily lives. The consequences of confusing plausible language with actual knowledge can be pretty severe. We've already seen flawed business decisions, fabricated legal cases, and dangerously incorrect medical advice, all stemming from confidently presented AI hallucinations. The really crucial takeaway here is that we need to shift our mental model for these systems. We just cannot treat them like a person or a consciousness. Instead, we have to see AI for what it truly is, an incredibly powerful pattern matching tool. It has profound capabilities, for sure, but it also has profound built-in limitations that are directly tied to its lack of true understanding. And this leaves us with a final and pretty critical question. If we know the AI doesn't actually understand anything, what exactly are we putting our trust in? Is it the data? Is it the algorithm? Or are we just trusting the illusion itself?